hilarious.
Come in. The name is Will Smith. Come in. What?
5 months after Will Smith gave everyone a shocker at the Oscars by landing Chris Rock the iconic slap that reverberated throughout the world, the comedian finally broke his silence, and strongly backing him is stand-up comedian and actor Dave Chappelle. While performing alongside Rock at Liverpool's M&S Arena for the opening night of their multi-date UK tour, the 49-year-old veered into the infamous slap, prompting a bizarre reaction from Chris Rock. While Rock's response was a long-anticipated one, after months of dignified silence, it didn't deflect attention from the fact that Chappelle took a jab at Will Smith, which the actor would certainly not take lightly. So what exactly did Dave Chappelle say? What has been Smith's reaction so far? Join us on this journey to find out. Dave Chappelle has been known to push some controversial buttons throughout his career as a stand-up comedian, from his usually sensitive, controversial, or explicit materials to his random comments about certain groups that have been suspected of having ill intents in the past. In fact, such provocative materials have made him subject to the cancel culture on occasions, leading to a hiatus from stand-up. His big comeback to stand-up comedy in 2021 saw another round of scandal as his Netflix special, The Closer, was met with mixed reactions, even leading the streaming platform to fire 3 of its employees for speaking out against Chappelle's seemingly unacceptable comedic content in some episodes of his comedy special. Somehow, he pulled out of the resulting backlash and is back again to crucify yet another star. From the looks of it, he might have pushed the wrong buttons this time. While performing with Chris Rock on Thursday, September 1st in Liverpool, the comedic genius raised discussions about the iconic slap. As the conversations continued, Chappelle, in his usual outspoken nature, asked the latter one question that has been on everyone's mind. Did that hurt? Rock took the bait and proceeded to voice his true feelings about the slap for the first time since the 2022 Oscars. Goddamn right, the mother effer hit me over a bullshit joke. The comedian even referred to the G.I. Jane joke he told about Jada Pinkett at the Oscars to trigger Smith's reaction as the nicest joke he ever told. But not all his fans seem to think so. Taking to Twitter, one fan chastised Chris Rock for failing to learn his lesson on the types of jokes deemed inappropriate even after Smith's March attack. He obviously hasn't learned his lesson since then and will keep running his mouth. People are mad at Will for not being able to take a joke, instead of Chris for thinking it was okay to keep talking about her like that. Another tweeted, regardless of whether or not it is your profession, if you disrespect a person, then you are not immune to the consequences that follow. Whether or not a slap on stage was the right consequence to deliver or not is a different conversation. I became done with Will Smith when he slapped you. Now done with you for comparing with the slap to Nicole Brown being murdered. You're becoming increasingly unfunny and irrelevant, and neither of you are helping the Black community, one Chris Rock critic tweeted, slamming the comedian's approach to the situation. But Chappelle was not willing to stop there. Taking his jab further, the half-baked star attacked Smith further, calling him out for putting on a show for decades and finally dropping the camouflage at the Oscars. He divulged, Will did the impression of a perfect person for 30 years, and he ripped his mask off and showed us he was as ugly as the rest of us. Whatever the consequences are, I hope he doesn't put his mask back on again and lets his real face breathe. I see myself in both men, the comedian continued. His perception of Will Smith stirred mixed reactions among fans. While most deemed him unbiased and untruthful for acknowledging Smith's wrongdoings and calling him out for who he was, others slammed the comedian for coming off as judgmental. A tweet read, after seeing your response to the Will Smith slap and him just being like the rest of us, I must honestly say my opinion of most, if not all, celebrities are shrinking by the year. One Twitter user tried seeing things on a more positive note, implying Chappelle's comment was only an attempt to stand up for Will Smith and explain he was not as terrible as most people made him out to be post-Oscars. Tagging Dave Chappelle, the user wrote, thanks for sticking up for Will Smith. You are a great comic, sharp and witty. It was a joke that Chris did aim at his girl, and all Will did was defend her and slap a comic. Get over it, people. But is Smith really a two-faced actor as Chappelle pointed him to be? For many, Will Smith is a symbol of nobility, virtue, and honor thanks to his impressive conduct in the world of showbiz over the years. From his charisma and portrayal of admirable on-screen characters to his reputation as the ideal family man who has managed to keep his family together against all the odds. Hence, when that dedication to family became the exact reason he put his entire career at risk during the Oscars in March, it came as a huge shock. Wondering how? Here's a little recap. During the Academy Awards, which took place this year, Chris Rock made a poor taste joke about Jada Pinkett, poking fun at her haircut, which he likened to G.I. Jane. Sure enough, the joke triggered the desired laugh from the audience, including Smith himself. However, what most failed to realize at the time was that Pinkett had in fact shaved her head due to her underlying health struggles with alopecia. Ultimately, she did not find the joke so funny. Once Smith noticed his wife's sad expression, he stormed the stage immediately and stopped the host, interrupting the show. The Gemini Man actor would go on to win the Oscar for Best Actor that night, and even apologized to his family and everyone present for letting them down with his actions. The star said at the time, "It hurts me psychologically and emotionally to know I didn't live up to people's image and impression of me. And the work I'm trying to do is I'm deeply remorseful. And I'm trying to be remorseful without being ashamed of myself. I'm human, and I made a mistake." He also insisted his wife had nothing to do with it, a declaration the world has had a hard time believing. Although the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air actor did not specifically apologize to Rock during his acceptance speech, the actor took to social media later on to reveal he tried reaching out to the comedian to render an apology to no avail. According to him, Rock insisted he was not ready to talk about it just yet. Notwithstanding, Smith proceeded to tender a public apology to the comedian on Instagram, saying, "Violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive. My behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable. Jokes at my expense are a part of the job, but jokes about Jada's medical condition were too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally." He continued, "I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong. I am embarrassed and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be. There is no place for violence in a world of love and kindness." The actor went on to apologize to the Academy, the producers of the show, all the attendees, and fans all over the world. But as Smith once noted, anyone who says words never hurt, never been punched in the face. As one who not only got hit in the face, but faced the attack on TV in front of the whole world, one wouldn't expect Rock to simply wave off the attack after just a few words of apology from his assaulter. Well, for a while, he seemed close to doing just that, maintaining his dignified silence for over 5 months. Having finally deemed himself ready to speak out, perhaps he would have been better off addressing the infamous slap anywhere else but on the Liverpool show as the butt of Chappelle's joke. At least that's what most fans seem to think. Chris Rock is talking about that little slap to everyone but Will. Like, dude, if you're not going to accept his offer to talk or go slap him back, move the hell on. You're not missing any money out of your pocket, so let it go. Others reference the fact that the comedian even likened the slap at the Oscars to Nicole Brown Simpson's death when he said he turned down hosting the Oscars next year because returning to the awards ceremony would be like asking Nicole Brown Simpson to go back to the restaurant where she left her eyeglasses before being killed. This statement seemed to have triggered more backlash, stirring heated social media comments toward Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle. It appears social media has taken up the mandate to roast Chappelle on Smith's behalf. Meanwhile, the Bad Boys 2 star is yet to offer a public response to Chappelle's comment. But when he does, he would surely let you know. What do you think? Was Dave Chappelle's comments about Will Smith well deserved? Share your take in the comments below. Thanks for watching.